And it's Caroline Buchanan then, the first woman in our live feed from Canberra, 32 years old. Ex-Olympian BMX, a four-cross mountain bike world champion, this woman. BMX world champion as well. Only 2 practice runs, but looking for some points to defend that Queen of Crankworx title.
I mean, just look at that rock garden. You can hear the roar. She's had a little sit down. I wonder if she was resetting herself or she was just saying hello to the loud crowd. But you can hear the roar from the start gate, and it is freaky. Going down through the alien tree section. There's Rudy and Rocky, but it looks pretty dry in there today, which is lucky because when it's wet, you do not want to ride through that section.
I remember it taking Greg Minnaar out one year, that section, in one of the wet World Cups.
In one of the practice sections, it took a lot of those boys out because it was so wet. I wonder what's going on because this is the jump section, so I'm not sure if something's happened here.
Well, yeah, something's up for sure.
Yeah, because you do want to be holding some speed through that rhythm section, and that is one section you would think that Caroline would really shine in. So.
To be honest, we haven't really seen her pushing from the start, unless she had an issue above where we picked her up, perhaps.
A fair way back from her qualifying time, so unless something's happened in practice or she has a mechanical, not too sure there.
No. Well, she's smiling at least, so maybe we can have a word with her at some point, try and find out.
That might be good. Maybe Elliot can give us some info.
Caroline Buchanan, though, a good weekend's work here.
How was that? You look good, but time's a bit off?
Yeah, I was just chilling. Isn't downhill is a point just to get down the hill, yeah?
That is true, that is true. I think there is a clock somewhere around now.
It was me against me today, and I was pretty happy with that 8th points in the overall, and pretty tired after a big week, so happy just to cruise down, say hi to all the fans on the way through, and enjoy that epic rock garden.
Well, congrats on a great week.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations indeed to Caroline Buchanan. Back to the top then. For Madison-Paige from South Africa, 5:13 in qualifying for this woman.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like she's putting a bit more effort in. Oh, coming into that rock garden. She's taken the high line there. There is a few lines, not 8, but there is a couple of lines you can take there. She's gone for the B line at the entry and then exiting on the A line, so that was very fast. No mistakes in the rock garden there.
On an enduro bike, Trace, don't be too surprised about that. I mean, we've seen Sam Hill here, 2017 World Championships, ride his enduro bike, which he was, on all the time at the moment, to a brilliant 6th place in the men elite field. So make no mistake, you can do well here with a shorter travel bike.
I mean, I agree with you, and it doesn't say a lot about the track. It's just saying that the enduro bike has come so far.
I'd say you can do well on an enduro bike. I don't think you'd be able to win on an enduro bike, would be my opinion,
I mean, the jumps that they're sending, that we heard that some of the guys were sending today on their downhill bikes, you wouldn't want to send those on an enduro bike.
No, the downhill bikes, once you got them rolling, they carry speed like no other.
Yeah, and I mean, there's much of a muchness these days between the two. Just depends what you're up to.
So Madison-Paige Hornigold across the line, goes first. 50 seconds into the green end for the South African woman. 6 to go.
You're in the hot seat. You're in the hot seat. Thank you.
Trace, let's have a look at this rock garden. You know all the lines in there, as you told us earlier.
Well, I thought I didn't, but then after last year, I learned a lot more. I didn't know there was that many to ride down. But like I said before, she has entered in the B line, which is the far right line. And then you can cross over that flat rock here and cut back into the exit of the A line, which she's done, which is a bit sketchy, as you can see. The rocks are just huge, but it is a very straightforward line, safe on the entry, and then smooth to exit.
No, that's right. So there's the leader at the moment then. And you can see just how dusty it was down there as well. You're talking about the surface breaking up, right? This is going to be slick today.
Yeah, well, one thing we notice is when they're coming out of the start gate, that first left has really blown out, and there is about, I don't know exactly, but I think there's 10 corners. So you have 10 of those left-handers to come, and they are extremely slippery. I think your pedals scrape in some of them.
Back to the top then for Margarita Martha Gill from Bolton in the UK, 25 years old. Great to see this British woman here. and took a third, actually, at the Tanifar downhill last year in Rotorua. So a woman with some form. Spent a long time on the EWS.
Yeah, she's spent a long time in the EWS, and not only that, she's an unbelievable rider when it comes to all the Crankworx disciplines and the freeriding women's scene. And to see her out and racing the downhill, I mean, it's no surprise that
13 seconds up then at the split number 1, so a great run from Martha Gill here so far. And the physicality of this course should suit this woman.
Yeah, well, you can see she's strong, pedaling. And like I said, she's really like opening up in the free ride scene of mountain bikes, so I think some of the big jumps to come aren't going to bother her at all.
Won't phase her, no. Trying to carry as much speed as you can.
These flatter parts. How dusty it is out there, isn't it? That vine section is usually wet year-round, except in winter when it's dry.
Yeah. 14.9, nearly 15 seconds the advantage now. And all she's got to do is bury herself from here to finish line. Get on those pedals now. No let off. About 15 seconds, we think, this last sprint. It's certainly a lot shorter than it was when I raced here in 1996.
Yeah, we know that, Rob. The track was the same length in twice the time.
There we go. Martha Gill goes fastest by 16.6 seconds. Martha leads, excuse me. Crankworx Cairns.
16 seconds.
Oh yeah, she'll be very happy with that time. She's taken a whole 15 seconds, excuse me, off her time from yesterday.
That's right, great to see that. Then a 4:29. This time's going to come down though. Louise Ferguson, the fastest qualifier, a 4:08 yesterday.
I did speak to a few riders, and you know, you don't want to give it your all on that pedal 2 days in a row, so I don't know if she had 16 seconds in just the pedal, but she's obviously put her foot down today.
Good point.
Quite literally. It was very fast and smooth run. And she's not afraid of the jumps and drops in the rock garden. She got through very smooth on her little enduro bike, so she should be very happy with that. Oh, puffing though.
No doubt after that.
You gotta love the face at the end of a long sprinty pedal, don't you? I can't. I don't think she's enduro fit anymore, Rob.
Too many margaritas, that's all I'm saying. There they are, okay, back to the top we go then. For Cassie Voysey. Another Australian dropping in from Engadine. And this woman done well as a junior in the past, now up to the elite ranks.
Yeah, exactly, and year after year she's just getting better and better in her lead, and you can see it in her riding and all the other disciplines as well. She's just getting better and better.
Is that right?
Smooth through there. She just took the end of the A-line extremely smooth.
Carried good speed out as well, which is exactly what you got to do. Fast down through Alien Tree. It's amazing, these images of these riders. 3.9 up, coming down through the rainforest. It's so unique here, huh? Not to you, Tracy, but to anyone else on planet Earth.
Carrying speed is such a key part of one of the difficulties of this track, because we don't have that huge mountain, but we have such a great track, but you do need to keep your speed out of some of the sharp, broody turns.
Yeah, that's right.
It is a key player, and especially you want to keep your speed, and then when you hit that pedaling section, you don't want to have wasted any time braking.
So
that's the exact section I was talking about. Running's ramp there.
You've got now that 4.34 up though for Voysey, so a great run. She's not going to let that slip away on the pedal to the line. Here she comes in a little gear.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to waste any time on this section. You don't have any more track to go, so you just want to put your head down and your pedal forward.
Spinning that little gear, here she comes in.
She might have had a little problem
with her family here as well. Voysey goes across the line, 3.9 up, she goes fastest. 4:25.69, look what that means to the fam. Oh, I met her mum just before the start, actually. Yeah, great to see then. Give her a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Give her a minute, man.
We're going to see a lot of this, that sprint. So downhills aren't used to a big, long sprint like that, Rob.
You don't have to tell me about that.
Like, oh, no.
Huh? No way, don't you worry about that.
Is that why you suspiciously weren't here in 96?
I was here. I got a puncture in
qualifying. You've got a puncture, right.
Cassie Voysey, I wish I could let you catch your breath. How was that? Can you give me 1 or 2 words?
Toughest run of the day.
I feel like, how was the pedal? How was the pedal? Did you have anything left?
Oh, I knew I had a bit left in me. I was just yelling at myself to keep pushing, and yeah, I did that, and yeah, now I'm buggered.
Congratulations, fastest time of the day. Chill out next to the pool.
I don't know what Elliott's going to get out of riders that have just crossed the line this afternoon. It's going to be interesting to see. Absolute exhaustion then from that big sprint to the line. Connor Mielke now. So only 4 riders left to go. That 4:22. Remember, Ferguson with that 4:08. So still a long way for this clock to come down here.
Now, Connor is a rider that's very, very impressive to me. Her speed this year is just like a very surprising. She's straight through the A-line there.
Yeah.
And I believe she's first-year elite, and she is just showing us that she has really stepped up.
And plenty of great results as an under-19, 20 here actually last year in the under-19 category. So can she step it up? Yes, she can. 3.2 up at that split there. So it's a good run. How do you see the youth of Australia coming through? A lot of good downhillers coming, Tracy?
Yeah, I mean, and we have so much trails getting built around Australia now, and so many riders just getting more and more into it. And I think just having the trail network and being able to ride is so helpful in having those up-and-coming riders. A little bit wild into Ronnie's ramp there, but she's letting it go. Like we say, you need as much speed as you can.
Loses a bit though, but still 2.9. That's right. I remember racing that, and you push down as hard as you can and off the brakes, and every mile an hour counts because it's one you won't have to pedal for on this finish straight down here. Some of the guys actually going to be gapping that later on, we believe, which is huge to say the least. So here comes Connor Mielke then. What's it going to be for her? She goes fastest, 4:21.7, into the lead then by nearly 4 seconds. Australia leads in Cairns.
Yeah, I think you're right about Elliott getting some words out of these riders.
Send him straight in there.
I mean, it is always great to see them puffed out, see how their run went. Oh, we can see a different angle now.
Wow.
So she slid out. That's how slippery it is. She slid out on that entry into Ronnie's ram, and that's why we seen her buckle a little bit. But she was able to let it go. She did lose time at this split, but she made it back on the pedal, which is very impressive.
Really
so
good. Yep.
She knew she had to put her foot down a little more after making that tiny mistake at the top.
But on the gas on this last straight.
Staying in between the tape, like you said, Rob.
You held it together, Bart.
You do not want to be falling into the rainforest. Absolutely not. I don't think so. I'm nervous anywhere near it. All right, 3 to go then. Jenna Hastings, junior world champion, next on track. And some of the tyres the riders will be using this afternoon.
Yes, it's curious. When the track is a little dry, you do option for a semi-slick.
Yeah.
Today, you need the chunky tyre just to get through those top loose.
Look at the pace of Hastings into this rock section, though.
Elliott did put his money on Jenna today.
Goes wide through that rock section. 19 years old now, from Rotorua in New Zealand.
Yeah, and sure. Coming into the tight wood section in Vines. Look at the time though, Rob.
15 seconds up, and it's massive from Jenna Hastings. Putting that massive panic rev moment behind her from Rotorua round 1. She was loose there.
Oh, we didn't want to see a big nosedive again, but we seen her in dual slalom and pump track, and she seemed to be jumping just fine. So.
That was a big jump there in Rotorua, that's for sure.
Oh, nice into that corner where we saw Connor slide out a little.
Super fast down there then. 17 up at the last split. It's a massive run for Jenna Hastings. This is going to bring it down towards that 4:08 that we saw from Louise Ferguson in qualifying. It's going to be close to beating that, isn't it, this one? She's hard on the pedals down here.
She has been in the top 3 at the last Crankworx downhill,
That's
so
right.
she will be keen to get that top spot today.
And she goes fast, it's massive. 401.888, nearly 20 seconds into the green. She smashes Ferguson's fastest qualifier. But as you said, Tracy, no one really wanted to feel like this after the qualifying run, with today coming up. So we don't know what Ferguson has got on these pedals. On the pedaling sections.
Exactly, Rob. You can't back it up. You can't back it up 2 days in a row, a run like that. This is a once in a week, or let's say a once in a Crankworx Cairns run.
Once in a lifetime.
Really putting that pedal
I only did it in
down.
96.
That was an unbelievable run by Jenna.
Yeah, I nearly died coming into like the last steep bit. Like my back would just like slid out. It was so nice.
Oh my God.
My legs are like,
So new leader Jenna Hastings, 401.888. Connor Mielke, second there with that 4:21. Cassie Voysey, third at the moment, 4:25. And 2 women left at the top. Let's have a look at this, though. Impressive through the rock section.
She was flying into this rock section. She didn't even make a mistake, but you just got to have your confidence. Her body position was just right, pushing down the rocks. She didn't stall at all, so...
And already had done some damage, 1.6 up as she came into that rock section.
I just hope she'll be able to breathe by the first World Cup. It's not too far away.
That's true enough. All right, 2 riders left to go now. Ellie Smith now. Another Australian woman then. What can she do from Gillaby?
Yeah, on the same second as Jenna yesterday. So let's see what she can show us today. Former national Australian champion.
Carrying good speed into here. Says it's a key section that she's in now. She's dead right, but carrying great speed through there. Wide on the exit, should carry good speed out.
Yeah, really letting it go in that rock garden section, which is what you need to do at the top, especially when you have a run put down like Jenna's just put down. You really need to let it go when you're fighting for the win against these World Cup riders as well.
5th at the first round in Rotorua for this woman then. Finds herself nearly 6 seconds into the red here, though. That's going to take some turning around. Off the brakes down there. Just trying to carry as much speed. A couple of different options through those turns.
Extremely off camber in this lower vine section. And it's very hard to learn which turn is which because there's like 20 turns in there that look exactly the same.
They do, yeah, exactly that. I remember it from practice here back in the day. It was incredibly difficult to learn, yeah. No landmarks except jungle. 4.4 back at the last split. Cleanly over that last double and carrying good speed onto this pedal. Do you think riders will hold something back for the pedal?
I mean,
not if you want to win.
It's hard to say. It is a short technical downhill section, so if you want to win, you do have to leave it all on the line and just hope that you've got enough in the tank to get to the finish line.
There you go. Well, she's outside the timer, Hastings, but good enough to go into second place. 6.08 back then.
And 1 second faster than Louise's winning seeding time yesterday, so she has thrown down a very good time.
pretty good, pretty good. Woo. Good run. There's a bit offline. Everywhere. Rock arm is good to the rock arm. Really, I stalled up so hard. It didn't look good on the video. Oh, so good. How did you go? You got down?
Well, I was surprised she said she's kind of stalled up in the rock garden. I thought she had a great run through the rock garden.
Didn't look bad. Let's have a look back at it. Looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, it was a very smooth entry. Looking where she's going.
Look at the suspension working.
It does feel like you are stalling, though, because you have to kind of go over those steep, awkward rocks.
And there's some big holes. Well, here's Elliot.
Yeah, exactly.
Ellie Smith. Looked like you had a little bit of trouble in the rock garden. Tell me what happened. Talk me through it.
Oh, man, I thought I was going to be ready for the noise in there, but holy moly, I swear, even noisier than last year. I just got offline, managed to salvage it, but definitely, probably my worst run through the rock garden, but at least I stayed on the bike.
Well, great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, fastest qualifier now on track. The last woman to drop then, Louise Ferguson from the UK. A 4:08 in qualifying. She's going to know that she needs to go faster on this run, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, fast through there, though. And that was one of those little stalls you're talking about, Trace.
straight over the roots. We haven't seen any of the girls take that line straight. She's going to be hungry for this win. She qualifies first at every Crankworx round this year, and she wants to prove herself at this race.
And she won one in Rotorua in 2022 by 20 seconds in the mud, but there is definitely no moisture left on this track. So, go on, Louise, pedal. She needs to down this one. Maybe saving a bit where she can.
Yeah, she's probably already got that big pedal on her mind.
Since she's not looking to the sprint, well.
Not looking forward to the sprint, but she's hoping she can push harder than last year. Wow, she had some competition last year, didn't she, Rob?
That's right, she did. The T8 sat next to me, taking the win. She's back then by nearly 600. Oh, it's 6,000, excuse me. So look at this.
This is where the pedal really is going to make the difference between Jenna and Louise.
She's in a big gear here then. Pushing hard as she can. What's it going to be? 600ths to play with at the last split on track. It's going to be tight. And she's not done it. No way. Look at that. Jenna Hastings takes the win here by a couple of seconds from Louise Ferguson, who crosses the line there second.
Who could have known Jenna would pull out that kind of run today, though?
Yeah, you must have sprinted so hard. I did. I was like,
I know there was time in the track today, but not 15 seconds.
True, absolutely right, yeah.
oh, sorry.
Everyone bringing down those qualifying times.
No more sprinting. Guys, we're pretty close to Gilchrist now.
So your top three, Jenna Hastings with a 4:01, Louise Ferguson second, Ellie Smith coming in third place. Let's enjoy the bench racing.
Well, I mean, I don't miss the sprint, to be honest.
Did they go quiet for you too?
No.
Oh, no. It's because she's not Australian, the crowd went silent.
Just heard
That's
that.
probably what's happened. She had nobody cheering for her all the way down. Australians are brutal.
Yeah, the only other gold I've had was
Okay, Elliott's with her winner. There he is.
Jenna Hastings, what does it feel like to win another Crankworx gold medal?
Well, this is only my second ever one, and my first one was back in 2021, I think, when I won it was my first ever Crankworx Elite event when I was 17, and I won that. So, yeah, it feels good. It feels good. I wanted it really bad, so I sprinted as hard as I could, and it feels pretty damn good.
Well, I mean, that was really what made the difference. What have you been doing that allowed you to make up almost 2 seconds in the last pedal?
I don't know. It's definitely not the intervals I've been avoiding at every chance I can get, but yeah, I'm not sure. I guess it's a good benchmark to see how fit I've gotten over the off-season, which obviously quite fit. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with myself.
And that must give you a lot of confidence for the rest of the World Tour, upcoming World Cup season.
Yeah, I mean, just to know that I've got pretty good fitness now is definitely a confidence booster.
Congratulations, Jenna.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Congratulations, Jenna, and this is how she did it. Let's have a look back at this run then.
I mean, she said that she tried pretty hard in the rock garden, but not the rock garden, the pedal, but I would say she let the bike go for most of her run today.
Yeah, that's right, she let it roll.
Yeah, you couldn't see any conservativity in her run today, and that's really what took, like, she beat her seeding run by 15 seconds.
Yeah, massive. So. As you said though, Tracy, yeah, Ryder's definitely not going to bury himself yesterday with this coming up today, why would you?
And you could see her going across the finish line then with her head down, just powering through, just knowing that she had to give it all.
Well, great to see her take a win in her first elite season. It'll be interesting to see what she goes on to do now. It is Connor Mielke taking 4th place. The top 3 really in an absolute class of their own. Look at that. Martha Gill coming in 6th. Caroline Buchanan making her way down just to scrape some points up for the Queen of Crankworx competition.
Yep. Very impressive run by Jenna.
Okay, well, stay with us then. Crankworx Cairns continues with the men after this.
if you want to get to the top. You have to dig deep.
Pull the dirt down, shovel the dirt over, pull some more dirt down. Bingo, bango, bongo.
A story of dedication, teamwork, and friendship. Steps to the top. Now available on Red Bull TV.
Rio de Janeiro. Stunning beaches. Meet iconic skate spots. Gnarly head-to-head battles in a custom-built skate park.
This is raw street. It feels real. Perfect.
Thrilling and dazzling. Red Bull Rio Conquest. Live on Red Bull TV.
Look at the time from Stevie Smith. He takes his first ever World Cup win.
The making of a legend. Stevie Smith, AKA the Chainsaw.
He was a bit unpredictable, he was creative, he was wild.
He did have a great life, full of giggles and laughs and adrenaline.
The untold story of a true champion. Long live.
Hi, I'm Nikolai Rogakin, and I'm here to rock your world and unrock your ride with RockShox suspension. Are you tired of feeling every rock and root in the trail? It's time to upgrade your suspension.
It's like a trampoline for your bike.
It's like riding a unicorn, made of marshmallows and titanium.
Riding without RockShox is like trying to eat soup with a fork. Sure, you can do it, but it's just not as satisfying. There's even this free 99 RockShox Trailhead app, which will help ease customization and setup. Are you following me here, camera guy?
This section, it's all about rocks, rocks, and rocks. That's why you need good suspension. Good suspension will make you say, wow, soaks up everything. Now pay attention, because I can't give you these tips all day. Look at that. The key is in the rebound. Make sure you're not getting too low in the travel. Act now, because these rocks, they'll be gone before you know it.
You'll feel like you're riding on a cloud. A cloud that can handle a 10-foot drop, that is. Don't let rough terrain ruin your ride. Let RockShox suspension take the bumps so you don't have to.
Okay, well, the men are about to drop here at Crankworx Cairns, though. Just look at this. Earlier in the week, though, we sent them out to get up close and personal with some of the wildlife.
Feels like you're just in this tiny little piece of rainforest, but we're right here in the middle of the city, so it's pretty epic.
Pretty sure the whole 10 minutes we stood there looking at him, he didn't blink once.
The zip line across the top of the crocodile pit, they were pretty cool. Although walking around the top of the dome, being able to see the scenery and experience it with all the buddies is really cool.
It's been ages since I've been on a boat, and it was really cool, like floating down the river. The first section was nice and relaxing, and then we got into some white water.
I would definitely recommend it with people you trust. If you've got some cheeky mates, it'll still be fun, but you'll be wet.
First time scuba diving. Been here snorkeling before, but scuba diving was a different experience. And we saw a shark and a bunch of other cool animals.
It was so choppy on top, but once you had that calmness underneath, got to see all the fish. I had this close encounter with a huge one that was so curious at the end there.
This guy on the jet boat was driving insane, was spinning us in circles. Ice got completely soaked. I was sitting next to him, so luckily he blocked all the water.
super authentic experience. One of the first times, only times eating on a boat like that. Yeah, delicious and a good way to end the 2 activities for the day.
So I'm now here with Baxter Maywald, and as you can see, his arm is in a little bit of a cast. So first I want to know, how was the start of your week at Crankworx?
Yeah, the start of the week this year was really good. The weather this time of year is amazing. We started off with speed and style. That was like my best result up against Mielke in the round of 8. So started off well, and then obviously, yeah, took a bit of a turn with dual slalom after that.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the crash in person and it was super gnarly. You just flew over that berm. What is the injury? What's your update with your wrist now?
At the moment, it was a dislocation on Friday, and we got it reduced and put back in place on Friday night. And then at the moment, we're just waiting on surgery to have some wires to stabilize it. So yeah, dislocation and a few fractures and some ligament damage.
Okay, so pretty brutal. What do you have, any insights for us on the downhill track? Did you get on the track at all? Yeah, so what's the track like, and what are some insights, some secret lines for today?
Yeah, I managed to get a few practice runs on Friday morning, which was sick. The track's running amazing this year. I think the race is probably going to be win or lost after the whoops when you go into that bottom wood section. I think a lot of people try and focus on the rock garden, but I think it's like get through there safe and then pay attention to the rest of the track, and then obviously just put your head down and sprint to the finish.
Yeah, do you have any predictions for today then, after giving us that little piece of knowledge?
Looking at the qualifying results, I reckon Mick, maybe Ryan Gilchrist. I know he's got a good sprint on him, so see.
Oh, la la, all right. Thank you, Baxter. Nice to talk to you. Good luck with your wrist.
Thank you.
Well, get well soon. Stay with us then. The men are coming up after this.
Take a deep breath and dive into the Red Bull Cliff Diving Season 2023. The decisive display of focus and skill. Don't miss out on the ultimate spectacle of human potential. Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series 2023. Live on Red Bull TV.
2 freestyle world champs turn their backs on the racetracks. Martin Soderstrom and Emil Johansson.
It's just cool to be riding.
Team up to let the good times roll and the good vibes flow. Ride with the Swedes. Now available on Red Bull TV.
Welcome back then to Cairns in Australia. A steamy day here, 28 degrees. And amazing, the women have just been and the men are about to take to the track. And of course, Trail Forks providing you with all the local courses in the area, including the downhill one. You can come here, ride this World's 96 track. All you've got to do, type it in, and here we go. Bring your fitness, though.
Rob, I think it's been updated since '96.
What, the track?
Everything.
I hope so, because it took us 5.5 minutes to get down it then.
Yeah.
So that's what we're hoping for.
Definitely cool that you can come in and ride the same track. See how you stand up. Do the sprint yourself.
Luckily, my frame broke before I got to the sprint, so that was ideal. Okay, here's your start list. Starting things off with Niels Bensink, Rhys Ellis, Dylan Crane. All on that first page.
Niels has been killing it in the pump track.
Yeah.
Slalom. Sean McCarroll, there's your pick right there.
There's my man. I'm sponsoring him, apparently.
Yeah,
I'm listed as his sponsor on the start
helicopter
list.
in. Big budget on the Rob Warner team.
Tuhoto-Ariki Pene, watch out for him. Sam Blenkinsop. Joel Sutherland, Jackson Frew, and Mick Hannah. And let's keep an eye on Joel Sutherland there, man from Cairns here, a dentist trainee, believe it or not.
Look at all those.
No matter how today goes, he'll be driving a Bentley by the time he's 25.
Yeah, well, I wonder. I mean, he could do whatever he wants. Third place in the Crankworx downhill is no joke.
No, that's right. You're dead right. And neither is this man, Niels Bensink, then. From the world of BMX, a former pub track world champion.
And I remember all of the turns that you're coming up to before you get into this rock section, it's all about not making a mistake because there's 5 or 6.
They're so difficult, right?
Right, you can't lose the race there, and you're not really gonna make up any time either. It's really just about getting through them smooth and clean.
Clean, yeah, that's right. Precision needed, because offline here, it's loose, you will be punished. Quick down there for Bensink, but through the alien tree section.
And this is a classic section. I remember one year, I saw Nico Mullally actually take a crash in this section, one of the World Cups, and still got up and got 3rd. See all these routes here, when it gets wet, it's just almost unrideable. It was a year, 2014.
And maybe Bensink with some issues here. Elliot, we haven't seen him, he's been a while coming in the shot. Yep, so Bensink, definitely some issues a bit further up. Here he comes. 10 back. Perhaps crash.
And he's just getting into the downhill as well. Comes from the BMX background.
Yeah.
Trying to hopefully take that King of Crankworx title, put up a fight against Bass and people like that. Need to do all the disciplines to take that title.
And there's a lot of disciplines at Crankworx that lend themselves towards the BMX rider, right? Like you say, pub track, speed and style, dual.
I think you get further and further away. I know he's going to be trying to make up some time on this pedal. This is where he'll shine.
Yeah, watch this. Full power then from Bensink down to the line. Not sure anyone. Well, not many. Even Mick. I was going to say no one can match the power of BMXers, but Mick actually was a BMXer. Mick Hannah, he took a silver medal, I believe, at the World Championships. So here comes Niels Bensink across the line there. Not what he was looking for. He goes into 3rd place. Big gap on the clock. Nearly 13 seconds into the red.
And Niels just getting, I think, further and further out of his kind of comfort zone. Started in pump track, went to slalom, now on the downhill bike. So definitely a good track for him. He'll be set up for a decent result here in Crankworx, Cairns.
Yeah. So the middle's first.
I don't think anyone looks fresh after that.
Absolutely not. Right, let's go back to the top then. Bailey Meares is going to be the next man to drop in, an Australian who says his highlight of Crankworx is being able to rub shoulders and ride and race against the very best in the world, which is what he's doing right now then. He plunges into the tropical rainforest. Not literally, we hope.
And he's on this downhill bike. We're going to see a couple trail bikes here. Looks like he's running some pretty soft suspension.
Yeah. Good work well through here. Some big, big holes in this section, though. Oh, and he hit one then. And we've seen so many riders go over the bars on the exit there.
Well, I think that's the danger of running soft suspension.
Yeah.
You see it get so low in the travel, and then it just packs up.
Well, yeah.
And he had nothing left.
I think that's what, yeah, exactly. We'll you
see
can see
how,
it just dump the fork there right into that hole.
Definitely going to see Bas van Steenbergen, the king, on a trail bike, so we'll see if he can make it through the rock garden.
Well, it might pay dividends lower down. Remember, Sam Hill rode a trail bike, an enduro bike here. To good effect, 13 back for Bailey Meares. But rode a good effect Worlds in 17. He came in 6th place on a single crown fork. What's Sam Hill, though?
Well, I think it's interesting to see how much the bikes have progressed in 6 years, where it was a really big deal. I remember being here that year, and everyone was like, you're going to ride a trail bike? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing it all over the place. So.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. The travel's gone up. It's just getting better and better, the trail enduro bikes. Bailey Meares through the last split, 14 back. Had World Cup races here, 2014, 2016, and 2 World Championships on this track. Over 20 years between them, actually. 1996, that one won by Nico Vulio, Sean Palmer, just 0.15 off. Baz de Beaver took the bronze, and Caroline won the women's. Lee Donovan took the silver, just ahead of Missy Joe. as Bailey Meares crosses the line, so 15.6 back in the 5th place. Big time gaps so far, Elliot.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks where we make such a big deal about the bottom pedal, but there's a lot of kind of flatter sections where you really need to carry your speed into.
Yeah.
This is kind of one of those sections, really awkward on the side there. You see him come into the rocks, so kind of watch his front end. We were talking about rebound. Right about halfway through the rock garden, you'll see his forks kind of pack up, and this is, you see them bottomed out there.
That's right, they're super soft, and once they're bottomed, all the inertia really doesn't
see it right here. Right after he comes over this, boom, boom, boom.
Oh, look at his weight go forward, huh? It just packs up, stops.
That's the, you want to run it soft, but you know, the faster you go, the harder things hit, and the faster you need to rebound because you need it to come back up.
Okay. Rhys Ellis now from Canada, 16th in qualifying for this man.
He's on the trail bike, so he'll be actually able to get through these top turns. They're really tight 180s, and the downhill bikes are going to have a lot longer wheelbase.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how he comes into this rock garden, what line he takes.
Whoa, and look how rough it is. Gets well offline, and almost comes to a stop there. Did well, really, to save that.
And we'll see, actually, if he can make it back on the lower bit, because you know you're going to give up some in the rock garden.
You got to, right, on that bike. But, yeah, it's interesting to see just how much worse it looked, though, on a bike that is only a little bit shorter travel. There's a massive, as you said, wheelbase. There's so many differences between an enduro and a downhill bike. Yeah, it's much more than just the travel.
Right, yeah, you have geometry.
Oh, whoa! You have more grip.
Yeah, right.
But it's true, you know. These enduro bikes won't grip like downhill bikes.
And I think it doesn't mean that you have to have a valve sole to run a downhill bike. The speed that the riders are coming down this track, you are searching for grip. Talk to Sam Blenkinsop. He was talking about how there's no grip in the turns. And a downhill bike, not just over the bumps, but around the turns, is going to be a huge advantage.
So on the sprint home now, where this shorter travel bike should be a little bit better. Everyone a long way outside Mick Hannah's fastest qualifier, 3:28.16. Goes in 9th place, 22 seconds back then for Rhys. 15 riders left to go here.
How is that even possible?
That's how I feel.
So slick into that little double that you have to do.
Moments in there.
You hear Niels Bensink talking about how slick it is. And, you normally only hear that language when it rains, but here, because it hasn't rained.
Yeah.
Tracy was talking about that, how the dirt starts to come apart, gets less hard packed, and it's just kind of like riding on moon dust, no traction at all.
And you can see it with these riders. Dylan Crane, the next man to drop in then. From the USA, does well in dual slalom, a couple of top 10 finishes in the past for him there. Let's see what he's got on the downhill bike.
Yeah, he does a bit of everything. You see him at the Seattle Classic, riding speed and style, whip off, pretty much everything this guy does.
Oh, carrying good pace through there, not on the inside line, taking that wider exit. He may carry more speed out. It's longer, but it's definitely safer, right?
Well, I think that's an interesting one because you could shave off a lot of distance. You're not really looking for speed through the rock garden because you have that really big drop at the end. And then you have a tight right turn, so.
8.2 back. Wow.
Yeah, man.
There's one of those flat turns. Exit just goes away from you. Really have to work on your braking early, turning in, not pushing too hard, because as soon as you do, that's when you make a mistake or lose traction on your front wheel.
Absolutely, and looking at the man leader at the moment, Raimundo Guzman, I mean, a 3:33 ahead of Patrick Morrison, Niels Bensink in 3rd place, but he's only 5 seconds off Mick's time, which is why you're seeing these riders, top qualifiers, but long way off. It's a great time leading at the moment from Raimundo Guzman.
Yeah, that would have put him in top 5 in seeding.
That's right, exactly, yeah.
It's one of those tracks, though, where seeding is a bit deceiving.
Yeah, because people won't put so much effort into the pedal. You know, you don't want to burn your legs out in 2 days straight. 10 back then for Dylan Crane.
You give it some, but you don't give it everything.
That's right, yeah, yeah.
You can see, you don't want to feel like this 2 days in a row.
They don't propel themselves across the finish line. Okay, well, let's go down to Tracy, who is with her leader.
So I was just wondering, how's the track conditions compared to practice?
It's pretty much the same. It's just a little bit more loose, but not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, the riders coming down and making it pretty obvious that it's getting loose out there. Do you think by the time Mick comes down, it'll be pretty wild?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right, well, good luck in the hot seat.
Thanks.
And it is a hot seat here. He's me. The temperature's actually really lovely, though, isn't it? It's just amazing.
Well, for us, yeah, up here. I feel like as soon as I'm surprised we haven't seen any riders just chilling in the pool.
It'll happen. Ehren Keidel now, another Australian man from Ipswich, this fella. 14th then in qualifying with that 3:49. But as we are seeing a lot of riders getting hard on the pedals today, taking big chunks off their qualifying times. 2 lines in this rock section. We haven't seen anyone on the inside tight of that tree on the entry.
I'm interested to see if that becomes a line. I know that outside has become the main line.
Yeah.
Like you said, you can carry a lot more speed.
It's easier, right? It's a lot less risk.
Yeah.
A lot less risk to puncture, a lot less risk. The inside line's good, but you've got to be absolutely pinpoint accurate or you're in big, big trouble. I would say 7.8 back for this man.
And so on the splits, that first split that you're seeing is right before the rock garden, and then that next split is just above the camera. So you can make up time all the way down this track. It's not just kind of one section. It's not just the rock garden. It's not just the pedal at the end. This track is really about carrying speed, hitting your marks, kind of more like an F1 race.
Yeah, that's right. Interesting to see him. Some lines a little bit further up to take the 2 wide ones there. Further again, would have carried more speed. Last bit down now then for Ehren Keidel. 8.8 to 5. He won't do that.
Like he might have had a little bit of a leak there, but just the sound of the tire on this gravel pedal.
Sprint to the light. Here he comes. Keidel across the line. Goes third, 10.2 back. Still some, big time gaps.
Yeah, he was strong all the way down the pack, all the way down the track. Made up 2 seconds there at the end.
Well, let's have a look back up at this rock section then.
And so the inside line that we're talking about is right on the left side of this tree.
Yeah, that black pad, they go to the left of it.
Right, not the left of that tree. It's all the way inside by the tape.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to see when people do that, you kind of saw him go jump off that big rock and go around the outside. The people that take the inside are going to be doing kind of like a pivot turn right at that rock so they can get a straight line. Sets you up a little bit better for this right-hander.
The argument is that you have to knock off so much speed to get on that inside. You're always going to come to a complete stop, and then you are straight to kind of pin it out. But,
totally.
But it does carry fair risk, I would say. Nils Heiniger. 3:47, 13th in qualifying.
And actually, Nils and the 2 riders in front of him were only separated by 0.1.
Wow.
So the times are really tight on this entire racetrack.
And he is rallying through there on an enduro bike. That was impressive to me.
Just making it work.
Fast through there then.
And this is where he's going to shine. I'm interested to see what this second split is like. Going through the whoops, all this fast stuff before you see him come out here.
Heiniger, 7.531 back then.
Must around about the same amount of time.
Yeah, no one really in touch at that second split yet.
No, and I mean, you can see what I was talking about here. Look at how unsettled his bike is. Yeah. You compare that to a downhill bike, and so, yeah, you roll faster, and you can pump a little bit harder, but these turns have rocks, logs, roots in the middle of them. A little bit of speed.
Yeah, and downhill bikes, like you say, they grip more.
Right.
To me, they always pretty much carry more speed. Right?
I always think that that's maybe a mistake that riders make, is thinking about, running a semi-slick in a track like this or running a trail bike, because you always underestimate how much time you can make up in turns.
Yeah, that's right, of course. Here we go then. There's Heiniger across the line. Nearly 8 back. It goes into 3rd place though.
Had a good bottom split there. Didn't lose too much time on the pedal.
Which perhaps nodding towards the enduro bike, sprinting a little bit better. Interesting.
Definitely a lot of strategy on this track. A unique track in so many ways. Working for speed the entire way down. Not a lot of braking, to be honest.
That's it. Don't get the camera. Don't get the camera.
And so here, I'm going to talk about these lines a little bit. Right at the bottom of the camera, you can kind of see where people would be jumping in. Right here, we're seeing the middle of the rock garden. So top of your screen, this mossy tree, that's going to be where that pile of rocks is. That's the inside line.
Yeah, that's it. That big, horrible rock just above the tree root coming down to the bottom.
The gnarliest bit on the screen is
right.
the inside line. And
you need to come over the point of that, really.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see, you know, if that outside, year to year, the lines change. So here we see Toby Gibbons making start.
Another Australian man then, full downhill bike for him. Taking the wide, fast line into the rock section. Such a puzzler, that part of the track at the World Championships as well. Riders spending days there looking at it.
And same with that section right there. We called it the alien tree because there's a crazy looking tree right next to it.
Got in trouble, right?
Yeah, went off the track there, got huge.
That's right, he did.
I like that line right there that Toby took, kind of going out, setting up wide a little bit, finding something to turn off of, because you're really looking for just any little bits and pieces that you can find to put pressure on. And you have to be used to your back tire sliding out. You saw him just dropping his outside foot, getting some extra traction, getting good pumps. Toby riding good, having a couple little sneaky lines throughout this track.
And carrying great speed. Down that last steep section, 7.7 back. So crucial, that last steep drop, because you carry all that speed down onto this finish straight. I think the drone may have just crashed out there. But you know, some riders, it was there, sorry, but we know that some riders are going to gap that, right?
Well, I think maybe one or two. We talked about it back in the day, and no one did it. But.
Fourth place for Toby Gibbons, 3:43. Ramondo Guzman still leading with that 33.95.
Definitely feels good to be in the hot seat that long.
Yeah.
I should know if he had a bad run in his seating, or sometimes people just race better. I think that there's, especially on a track like this where you're kind of halfway in between doing a really full out 100% run. You don't want to leave all your chips on the table. So we're going to see some really amazing finals runs today.
Smile on that man's face anyway. It's over, it's done.
I think that's he's gritting his teeth.
Yeah, drying those teeth on the last straight. Matt Grace next, another Australian man then. 23rd here last year. Can he go any better in 2023? 11th in qualifying. And into this really now broken up surface, really slick up in the forest. On the rainforest.
We'll take that outside line. You can see how much stiffer his suspension is. Even though he got stuck there, he was really just going really fast, hopped off, and his suspension was able to hold him up.
Whoa, not a good spot. High speed down there by the alien tree. Let's hope he survived it.
Stay on the horse.
Stay on it. 11 back then.
Had a good upper split. Maybe scared him a little bit. That middle section, you have to take a lot of risk in. It's really, really high speed. A couple of sections where after we see them go past the alien tree, you have a downhill, and it goes up, and there's a tree that goes over your head, and you have to not really break through it, but you're about to hit your head, hop over a log. That's a section that really is a separator, so wondering if that's the difference maker.
12 back, whistling onto this last straight. Carrying great pace down here, actually. Interesting to see just whereabouts he comes, how much time he loses on this last sprint in, if any at all.
And I mean, you see all these riders are super fit, right? To be able to sprint as hard as you can all the way through the line, is no joke. After a 3-minute run, you're doing a 15, 20-second pedal.
9th place for him, yeah, and he did lose a couple on that last sprint in on the DH bike.
Definitely not. Remember back in 2014. So here's that mistake. So I was kind of highlighting how much higher in the travel he is. Just kind of mistimed some rocks. So you saw his front tire hop off of that. He was expecting it to probably backside that little rock. Hopped off of it, put him into something that he probably wasn't used to. Here's that other mistake. Watch his right foot.
Yeah.
Pops out. His back tire slides out a little bit. Foot comes unclipped.
That's not good.
Oh my goodness. Now here's that other line actually too.
But look how much it closes the exit up, Elliot.
Right, right.
There, look.
Right. And that's one of those ones where you don't really care about the first turn. It's all about the second one.
Yeah,
so
it is, exactly.
You really want to give up some in that first turn, even though you're going to be slower around it. Because, yeah, the exit's so long.
Yeah, to carry out, you've got to carry that speed down that next straight, yeah. He snuck around that inside good, but
yeah,
I feel like you would carry more speed from the outside line, most favouring it. So 10 to go here then. Crankworx Cairns downhill. World Tour stop number 2. 10 riders left to go. And the next, actually, the next I did pick for the win.
Oh, yeah.
Sean McCarroll.
Team Rob Warner.
Listing me as his sponsor everywhere he goes.
Yeah, what did you do to get that?
I really don't know. And there's the standards as we go into the top 10 riders.
Raimundo just is crushing everyone right now.
3:33. Only 5 seconds out. Mick Hannah's fastest qualifier from yesterday, so, you know, the track may be running a little slower today. I don't think it'll be running any quicker as the surface breaks up.
No, definitely not. You can kind of see how much the riders' back ends are sliding out. And because we've had, you know, we have all sorts of events here, and the lines just get kind of more and more blown out. We probably haven't ridden this track for a couple days. You can see it in this first turn, just how big the holes are, and that loose dirt, right?
How accurate you've got to be. It's just, they're tiny little catch berms, really, and if you get off of them, out of them, and they're loose, they're hard to ride.
Well, it's funny, I mean, you sit in the starting gate, and you can see this first turn, and the hole just gets bigger and bigger throughout the weekend. I was talking to Madison after the women's race, and she was like, okay, you just have to, you're staring at it in the face, you have to brake before it, let off the brakes so your bike actually works, and then right after that turn, that left-hander, you have a really tight 180 right.
Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit more. Let's go down to Sam Blenkinsop with his Maxxis bike check.
Hey, Sam Blenkinsop here, and we're at Crankworx Cairns, and this is my Maxxis tyre check. Pretty much the same as always. I'm running Assegai front and rear. DH compound 2.5. It's the size I always know that works for me, and for these conditions it's really good because it's dry and dusty and it's loose, so I feel like it's a tyre that's really predictable. It never kind of breaks traction. Tyre pressures 23 in the front and 26 in the back. Tyre selection is quite important on this course because it's loose, it's kind of rocky, and you need fast rolling because we have obviously some fast flat sections. It's our contact to the ground, so it's the most important thing. So we need something that we trust in and we believe in, so this is why I choose Maxxis tyres. And that's my Maxxis tyre check, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Well, I know it was a while ago, but in 1996, I definitely ran a slick on the back.
Oh my!
Purely to make the pedaling sections lesser. What would you be doing? What you run here? You've raced here.
For sure, I would be on the DHR2. You know, the Assegai, like Sam was saying, you get a little bit more rolling speed than the DHR, a little bit more knobs to cover up those centers. And then the Shorty actually, you know, you think of it as a wet tire, but it's more of an intermediate. So as the track actually beats up, if it was super deep, you might run a Shorty. High roller is going to be, the side knobs here are probably a little bit too small because it's so hard packed, even though it's the fastest rolling. So kind of take your pick. Definitely tire choice is an issue here.
Absolutely. Peaks and troughs for all of them. So there's your start list. We're into the last 10 here at the RockShox downhill, Cairns. Sean McCarroll will be the next to drop. And the last 4, look at that. Sam Blenkinsop, Joel Sutherland, the local man from the town here. Jackson Frew, he's got some World Cup heritage. And then last but not least, sick Mick Hannah who has got a score to settle with this track here this afternoon. Can he get his first win literally on home soil? The man from Yorkie's Knob just down the road here. Everyone's ready. Everyone's nervous.
I can't believe that he hasn't won here.
No, but if you look at it, there's only been, what, 4, 5 actually, including last year's Crankworx here, 5 international races, really. 2 World Championships, 2 World Cup races, and he's been close. He really has. 3rd here at Crankworx last year, silver medal at those 2017 World Championships. Yeah, watch out. And here's another local man, actually, Sean McCarroll.
Riding for Rob Warner.
Yeah, the 1996 fastest qualifier of those World Championships is on track. Sean McCarroll, he was on a Scott bike then. He joined me on Giant in 1997 with the factory team. And of course he is. He hasn't forgotten it's not 1996. There he goes down the inside.
Rob Warner was spotting lines for him all day long.
He nailed it, though. Let's be honest, that was fast through there. 45 years old now, and still loving his mountain biking as much as he ever did. I'm going to be interested in this first split. 10 back then, only 0.3 back at the very first split on track.
No longer riding for Rob Warner.
The deal is off, McCarroll. You're 10 back. We talked about this before. I've just torn the contract. Oh, and another mistake. It's done. We are finished. He won't give up, though.
It was a no-mistake contract.
It's exactly. Win-only contract. But it's great. McCarroll actually coming up to Europe, racing all the World Cups as well.
Really?
He'll be annoyed at that mistake.
He's an amazing rider. I spent a bunch of time with him in Queenstown, and it's pretty annoying, actually, to ride with him, and he's so fast.
A lot of people telling me he's faster now than he was back in, in the day when he was full pro at it. I think he puts more effort in now.
Yeah, right.
I really do. So, Sean McCarroll, it's not 1996, but it's a good run. Goes across the line in 9:14 back, and look how much that one hurt. Oh, yeah.
He's like these kids.
Well, yeah. Yeah, McCarroll. I love it, though. He finished the World Champs, I think, 8th or 9th place. Here's Trace.
Sean, you qualified first in 96. Is the track much different?
Not much different, a bit wider. That's about it, yeah.
Well, you were 2 minutes faster. What's the difference?
Pedaled faster, I guess.
You did make a couple of mistakes up there. Is the track getting loose today?
I think I'm just tired from the whole weekend of practice, to be honest.
Okie dokie, what year were you born?
Long time ago.
Good job anyway, Sean.
Thanks.
Oh, I heard your main sponsor was Rob Warner. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Rob, for the millions.
Thanks, Sean.
That was reliant on the win.
Yeah, right.
So that's off the table, Sean.
I told you I saw him come out of the Ritz earlier this week.
He's been pre-spending. His mouth's been writing checks, his ass can't cash. Again.
Oh, man.
He had better hair as well in 96. Okay.
You and him both.
Valid point, yeah, okay. All right, I've left myself wide open there. 9 to go. And now it's the king of Crankworx for the last 2 seasons, the last 2 years. Bas van Steenbergen from Vernon, 29 years old. Let's see what he's got on that enduro bike.
Oh. It's actually a super small wheelbase on him.
And he comes in there fast, though. On the trail bike, going to try and take the lines that keep up the speed, but he's on it now around the outside there, not plunging through the centre.
And you can see what he said, really thinking about strategy there. So he said, I'm just going to try to hold the lines and really try to make up time on the pedally bits. It's really strong dude, trains super hard for the Crankworx World Tour.
Absolutely, loves it as well, going to set up high here, that's going to make him, allow him to carry a bit more speed out. Not doing anything wrong from what we see of it. Clean and fast.
You can see him just hopping over those roots and stuff like that. Make sure they don't slow him down.
Oh.
This is going to be where he's going to try to make up the time. Pedaling perfect, pumping as hard as he can.
Only 4.02 back then for Steenbergen. And now he can get on the gas to the line then. Steenbergen going to be all out on this sprint. Can he find 4 seconds? It's a lot, but he's on the right bike for Elliott.
It's definitely not out of the question.
But he's into the red, he comes across the line, Guzman's going to hold on to it, he goes second, 3.59 from Guzman there. Raimondo leading still.
Great run from Bas as well.
Yeah.
Taking 10 seconds off of his qualifying time almost. I think just a little bit too far back to make up all that time on the pedal. Here's that rock section. It's really precise and strong on a trail bike. I mean, just look at the travel you have to work with. He's actually skipping some of those rocks, trying to opt for the dirt. So he took the outside and then the outside, and kind of notice a lot of other riders dropping off that step, the last part of the rock garden.
King of Crankworx. It's a good run.
Yeah, you don't really think about it now, but used to travel around with Bas to the World Cups. Bas raced a bunch of World Cups.
There you go. That's where that pace comes from.
Yeah.
8 riders to go. And there it is. There's your kings in the past. Bernard Kerr in 15. Slavik, Laurent, Blenky, Mitch Ropolato, and no one can stop Bas van Steenbergen in the last couple of years.
Man, every single one of those years I just remember so vividly, like so much drama coming down to the final, you know, with Bernard, Adrian Laurent, Slavik, like Mitch, like every single year the King of Crankworx and Queen of Crankworx titles are just insane.
Yeah, really fought for.
Yeah, yeah.
Alex Wayman next in then. From New Zealand, this man's big crash a few years ago, broke his back, shoulder blade, wrist, pelvis as well, looking at his notes here, but, well, he's not letting him slow down. A great qualifier, and on that inside, and he goes in there hot, and carries good speed through as well. That looked fast to me.
You can see, it's so rough, but you can see what we were talking about, how much distance it saves.
Yeah, that's right, and if you nail it like that, 3.68, so the gap is coming down now to Raimondo Guzman. And he goes just as we say that.
That turn, you wish there was a rut there, but right in the middle of the turn, there's a little root that doesn't allow a rut to build up. Really annoying, actually.
Yeah, and just catching him out. And he was pushing hard, looking good. Yeah, Alex Wayman making his way down.
Really good experience for the Australian riders to get on the world stage down here, compete against some of the best riders in the world.
Still only 9.5 back. Looking back at the history, I mentioned the 96 Worlds won by Nico Vujo and Caroline Chausson. 2014, it was the Athertons, G and Rachel that took the wins.
And G actually was on flat. It was so rainy that year, G was on flats.
That's right, you're right. Yeah. Amazing. 2016, Bruni and Rachel Atherton again. And then Worlds, the last time we raced here. Well, actually, Crankworx last year, of course, but the last time the World Championships came in, Miranda Miller took the win from Miriam Nicole. Our very own Tracy Hannah with a bronze. Bruni took the gold medal in the men's. Mick Hannah, the last man that dropped today, was 0.33 off. His second silver medal at World Championships, just ahead of Aaron Gwynn.
This race, this venue, Cairns, is just the drama, because it's so tight. You can't make a mistake, and you have to push. I was actually talking to Mick. I was talking to Sam. Sam said he just didn't feel like Mick wanted it enough, and Mick had said that he had done so much testing, and every single time he had pushed, he made a mistake. So watch on the left side of your screen. Look at how much distance you would save by going where Alex went instead of going all the way around, and then you're set up much better for that right-hander.
It's got to be quicker, right? Looking at it from that angle anyway, if you nail it.
I would think so. I would think so. That's kind of been the main line.
Over the top of that big rock, bang on line.
But it doesn't mean, you know, it's always interesting because you can come back to a track year after year, same terrain, but kind of the skills that you have, the way the bikes work, the way that the terrain and the weather has been, kind of dictates what lines are the fastest. So I would think it would be that inside, but I'm interested to see what some of these top qualifiers do.
Yeah, we'll know. 8 riders to go. Back to the top for Alex Wayman now. Excuse me, for Tuhoto-Ariki Pene from Rotorua in New Zealand. A man with some World Cup heritage, this fella.
Yeah,
Let's see what he can do now.
Riding for that MS Mondraker team. Going to be traveling overseas to head to the World Cups. And he's on the outside.
Is that the crowd jeering the non-Australian riders? I don't know. Well, they went silent in the women's for the non-Aussies through there.
Well, it's crazy because you can actually hear them when you're in the starting gate.
That's right, that's what Tracy said, yeah.
Tohoto looks like he's on a good time, being patient in these turns.
Making his way down then, yeah. 12 back though. The second split on track.
And he was, I wonder if he had a little bit of a mistake, almost 2 seconds up right before you come into the rock garden. And he said he doesn't mind the sprint. So let's see how he does on it. He can make up some time.
He's up by nearly 2 seconds. That's insane. Pulled so much time back then.
Wow.
That's incredible. And he's going to be all out on this sprint now. I don't think he knows he'll be that far up though. But amazing to see this from Ariki. Second at the Nationals last year here. A bronze junior world championship medal, and he goes fastest by 1.188 then. Pene leads here at Crankworx Cairns. A 3:32, still outside the qualifying time of Mick Hannah by around 4 seconds. But Tuhoto, a good run.
Taking 4 seconds off of his qualifying time. Here's that rock garden. See how much speed he's carrying around the outside. It's interesting to see actually the bike setup. I was talking to Bas, and he said in qualifying he ran out of gears on the pedal. So Toto is definitely maybe bumped up to a 38 tooth in the front or something like that. I was talking about that patience in those turns.
Knocking on the door of his first World Cup top 10 last year with a brilliant 11th in Mont-Saint-Anne, Canada. So Tracy's with him.
Good job, Toto. How was that?
Yeah, it was good, eh? It was fun. You just got to save yourself for the last pedal, but yeah, no, it was fun. It was dry, a lot drier than practice. Well, it's been dry all weekend, but yeah, it's loose now, so, but it's fun.
So it's getting looser every run. How's the top corners and then the rock garden?
Yeah, top corners, that was the slippery bit for me. But the rock garden was mean because everyone was just going hard, eh? So it was all good.
All right, thank you. Good job.
Cheer, cheer.
Well done, Tuhoto. New leader.
Feels good when
really
you come through the rock garden and you're just, you can't even hear yourself think.
6 to go. Jake Newell, 6th in qualifying with that 3:35. Needs to find around 3 seconds there to go fastest from that quali run. He'll know that.
Jake, one of the Van Zach boys. Spent a lot of time with him in Queenstown.
Running it around the outside there, Elliot. And on the outside, on the exit.
Definitely a fit dude as well, riding this trail bike. Probably the bike that he rides the most.
Oh, fast down alien tree there. Off the brakes wherever he can be.
Looking really good.
Only 1.7 back.
Comfortable in these loose turns. Make a little bit of a mistake though.
But what's interesting, this bike may come into its own a little bit further down.
And looks like he's just taken a couple of feet off, just not quite.
Gets in there, he blew it there.
As soon as you do that, you can't pedal out of the turns, you can't get your pumps.
But you can see for yourselves at home just how much harder it is on a short travel bike.
Yeah.
He's fighting it in the turns, feeling every bump.
And that stuff slows you down too, it's not just rough.
Still within touch though, 2.2 back then. So Jake Newell is gonna have to give it everything here if he can take down Tuhoto's time. Small, short travel trail bike may help him. Can he find 2.2 here? The clock on the look at the green coming down. He's not going to do it. It's going to be close though. Jake Newell goes into 3rd place, 2.7 back. Behind Raimundo Guzman and Tuhoto Pene. Decent.
Yeah, he doesn't even look that tired, to be honest.
That's got you scratching your head.
Yeah, I was like waiting for him to kind of fold over the bike or something. Fit guy. Yeah, it's just that little bit of that middle section you heard him say, just a couple of mistakes. Look at this right here. You can see him, that mistake started actually in the middle of the turn. You saw him kind of put his knee out. What happens when you kind of lose your balance. And he's trying to get it back. Super strong. He knows as soon as you make a mistake like that, especially near the bottom, you're already trying to empty it out, but you know you need to make up time. So, like Tracy said in the pre-show, you just bury yourself because there's nothing after it. There's just the finish crowd.
No, that's right. Just a paddling pool and a walk pistol. You've done well. Right, this race delivering this afternoon. Only 5 riders left at the top. And this is Ryan Gilchrist, who was unbelievable in dual slalom this week, taking the win actually, and not doing too bad in pump track either.
No, I mean, I've been so impressed with this dude's bike skills. I mean, I've seen him do things on the bike this week, kind of get offline a little bit and just, you know, triple manuals and on the pump track and stuff like that. So
skills to pay the bills.
He is really, really good on the bike.
Well, let's see what he can deliver then in this downhill on the short travel bike. A 5th in qualifier, but a solid 5th for that 334.
And he's used to riding the enduro bike. Races that EWS series, so he'll be more comfortable on this bike than he would be on a downhill bike.
Teammates with Mick Hannah, the #1 qualifier. That's right, he rides the EWS actually with Mick.
That's right, teammates. Mick's going to be trying to beat him, get him back for that slalom.
And he's 4 back then at the second split. Lost a couple of seconds up top on those turns before the rock section. Fans enjoying it here. It's been an amazing week at Crankworx Cairns.
See him just pumping, trying to put the bike everywhere where there's not a root or a rock to get traction. Tuhoto just chilling down there.
Trying, nervously, looking like he's chilling, but deep inside panicking about his time being beaten. I would be.
He's relieved that he doesn't have to do what's about to come on the screen anymore.
Yeah, that's true. 3.9 then for Gilchrist. Look at him, Brad.
Still has enough energy to tap manual these tabletops and doubles.
He's outrun the drone. He's carrying some pace down here. Time goes by though. He's going to cross the line. He goes in at 3rd place, 2.2 back. I think he can be happy with that.
Yeah, that's a good result. Good result in the downhill. This is a world-class track, world-class competition. You know, to be just a couple of seconds, less than 3 seconds off of Tuhoto. Tough. Definitely gave it all. Pedaling around, trying to get that lactic acid out of the legs, flush it out.
I believe Mick's running a dropper post this afternoon.
Yeah, I don't think he plans on sitting down.
I'll be surprised if we see Mick Hannah pedaling sat down on this last straight, won't you?
I'm waiting for the shooter, that slalom celebration he did last year. You know, the sit down little shooter.
Jump in the pool. Good job, Ryan.
Trace, we're just wondering, Tracy, can you hear me? We're just wondering what Mick's running a day, bike-wise, right? Big fork. Where is she? Trace?
I had a question from you, Rob.
Yeah, what's Mick's setup today on his bike?
Oh, his setup. He's running the 160mm enduro bike. We could ask Ryan, actually. And the Fox 40. So he's put a downhill bike on his enduro bike.
To me, it sounds like the perfect bike, really. What do you think? Like, it's actually the best of both worlds, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it works for him. I don't know exactly. I'm a little nervous myself for his run.
Let's move away from that subject, Tracy. We're all right. You go relax in the paddling pool.
Thank you. I'm going to go
Put
back
your feet
swimming
up till
in the
Big
pool.
Bro comes down. Yeah, that's all right.
You know what's funny is I've been watching my brother race, and I feel like I'm like a parent or something. Like I can't even handle it.
Really?
It's so nervous. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can see there that Tracy just was really uncomfortable. They're all nervous. Everyone wants Mick to win it this afternoon. Not this man, though. Sam Blenkinsop, a World Cup winner from back in 2008 at Sladvik. One of the greatest downhill tracks ever in the history of the sport. What can he do here in Cairns today, then? 4th in qualifying.
Really active on the bike, so you're going to be seeing him put his bike all kinds of different places, really pedaling as hard as he can.
Oh, and he's super fit, right?
Super fit.
Over the top of the grass there on that Crestline bike. New bike manufacturer for him this year for Sam Blenkinsop.
It's been amazing to actually watch the development of that Crestline bike.
2.7 back. Yeah,
a couple of buddies from back home. Yeah, a couple of buddies from back home able to sign Sam, and Sam's been loving it.
He was super tiny around there, right up against that red pole as well. Another rider, a little bit deceiving to see just how fast Blenky's going. Oh, the front pushes off the top of there. Whoa!
He doesn't mind.
Didn't bother him a bit. What?
He's pulling back time.
Just over a second then.
He can definitely make up a second on this pedal.
Here we go.
See him just death gripping, re-gripping over that jump.
Sam Blenkinsop hard on the pedals, no gloves for this man. Giving it all down towards the line. What's it gonna be for him? It's gonna be close. Oh, he goes second. 0.19. Blenky goes into the second spot then. And Tuhoto-Ariki Pene continues to lead here. Wow. A good run from Sam Blenkinsop.
It's amazing to see how close the times end up. And you know, he was down 2 seconds after that second split.
Yeah, you're right there. The two New Zealand World Cup races battling out here at Crankworx Cairns.
Taking that outside line. A little bit, got caught up a little bit there, gets right back on line. Taking that outside there.
Lost nearly a second.
Yeah.
Getting to the rocks, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, because it doesn't feel like there's that much. This is that slide off the top, so there's another rock shelf right here. Watch his front tire. And he's not really too worried about that because there's a big catch there. It feels really gnarly, but you kind of are saying, okay, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna lean on this, and there's a 50-50 chance that my front tire is gonna slide, but if it does, that's fine because I know there's a catch, which is kind of gnarly, but that's kind of what's going through your mind, and then you just lay it all in the line for the pedal.
We'll get involved in the chat on our YouTube channel. 3 riders left to go. And someone asking what bike is it that Blenky's riding? It's a Crest line, I believe, a new manufacturer, right?
Yeah.
Hooked up with. There it is.
Out of California, a little high pivot VPP bike. Super cool to see new bike manufacturers. It's kind of been the talk of the town. Blenky's been loving it, so.
All right, well, this man, a trainee dentist, Joel Sutherland from here in Cairns, the local boy. So many people have come to see him, and he's going to be pushing hard right out of the gate.
Tracy said that he wants this so bad.
Oh, man, let's strap in then for Joel Sutherland.
Taking that middle line. Haven't seen that yet. He's a local boy, so he knows what's going on.
Had to grab a big handful of brake, I think, in that turn, but still went through there fast.
Tracy said that he's probably going to be sitting in the starting gate nervous.
He'll be super nervous.
He knows that he can get a podium.
Oh, less than a second off then. Wow, look at this.
Takes a foot out. You hear him get clipped back in right after the pedal, or after the turn, so I don't think he lost too much time.
Great to see this man then performing here today at the highest level. Come on, Joe! Go, Joe! I hear people shouting his name all the way down. Probably make a difference on a track as physical as this one.
Definitely.
Oh, he goes hard over the top of there.
He's carrying a lot of speed, and he's taking all of these incredible lines, only 0.35 back.
Less than half a second off then for Joel Sutherland. Can he make the fairy tale come true here this afternoon, sprinting towards the line? Drying those teeth, no doubt.
Getting good pumps after these tabletops.
Here you can see the light at the end of the tunnel there. Here he comes, Joel Sutherland. He's going to go close. He goes third. 3:33. 0.3, half a second out.
Still, at worst, a top 5 finish for the local boy.
That's right. Be proud of that. Tuhoto holds on.
That's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to back up your qualifying result like that. It's not easy to have a run like that, have the pressure of knowing that you can do it. It's one thing to have the skills, but it's another thing to make it happen.
Oh, well, this will be good. Let's get the 2 locals together down there in the finish area. Tracy's going to grab him as soon as she can. Oh, brilliant to see that, huh?
That's so cool.
Yeah, man, what a run. I love it.
Joel. Well, you backed up you qualifying, and I mean, you made Cairns very, very proud. How was it?
That was so wild, so fast. The crowd was insane. Thanks everyone for all the support.
Who have you got with you here today?
This is all my family right here.
Joel, Cairns is super proud and like to see you back it up like that, even though you had a few very loose moments and you pedaled your absolute ringer off, so good job.
Thank you, thanks Tracy.
Yeah, congratulations, making Cairns proud.
It feels so good to know that you had your best run. I think that more than the result is what makes him have that smile on his face.
Yeah, that's right. He pushed hard. He gave it everything. Right into that first turn.
Yeah. Well, that is a moment where you say, I need to back it down or ramp it up.
And he ramped it up. Okay, 2 to go. Jackson Frew, 24 years old now. From Gowrie, this man, a bronze medalist at the World Championships as a junior. A few years on the World Cup circuit. Frew will bring the pace here this afternoon.
Definitely ridden this track a lot.
And that was fast through there. Woo. Woo. That was.
Yeah. Able to hop into that right-hand turn we're seeing at the bottom. He's actually able to downside a lot more stuff than we've seen.
Yeah.
His bike's not getting nearly as upset.
Oh! Over 3 seconds up then for Frew. Wow.
Perfect. Think about that. What Mick said, it's all about being smooth here. You can't override the track.
And he's not. He's tiptoeing where he needs to. You can see him just feeling for the grip. Yeah, that's
He's
right.
at the edge of traction.
Yeah. This is clever riding from Jackson Frew. This is going to put the pressure on Mick Hannah if he gets down. And if he stays green, of course, Tuhoto. Looking a bit nervous now. What would be 3.2 up for Jackson Frew at the last split on track. He's going to go fastest. Look at the pace of him.
He's been fit. At the end of the week, he's been riding all week in pump track and slalom.
A second of the Rotorua Tanifar downhill in 2022. He might go one better here today. He is going to go fastest. Jackson Frew takes the lead. 4.1 up, it's massive. 3:28.65. Mick Hannah's qualifier at 3:28.16. Whoa, the race is on.
There.
The race is on for the win here today. Will it be Frew?
He did what he needed to do.
Wow.
Amazing to see him around those flat turns. You don't see his body move, because if his body moved a little bit, he would break traction. So you want to just lock in, and that is what you're looking for on those bottom turns. Skipping all the roots, skipping all the rocks and things like that.
What are you doing? Out the ass kick to you. Oh, okay, I'll take it.
And look at this. Slides out a little bit, and then right here, lets off the brakes. Hops all the way into the turn. Lets off the brakes and spots that exit out toward the alien tree. Really just, like I said, locking in, hopping over the things that he needs to hop over. You don't see his bike getting unsettled.
Well, if you're starting to feel a bit unwell, don't worry. It's not jungle fever. It's because our next driver is in the gate. You know who it is. It's sick Mick Hannah, and the feeling will pass very, very quickly indeed, because Mick will not be hanging around here this afternoon. And we spoke to him before the big run.
Yeah, I mean, this is home. So Cairns, North Queensland's where I grew up, and that's where I discovered mountain biking and the mountain biking culture, which is what I actually fell in love with as much as the riding. And so to bring Crankworx, really, for me, is an event that captures the culture of mountain biking very well, and to bring that to Cairns, and it fits the Cairns and North Queensland culture as well.
Nerves all around, that's for sure. Mick Hannah, the last man to drop. That's the fella he's got to beat. Jackson Frew just laid down a scorcher at 3:28.6. A massive run for Mick Hannah. A World Cup winner back in 2006. He turns 4 years old. Look at the speed into that first turn. And the conditions are where we see Mick at his best, I believe.
Listen to the
Loose
crowd.
and blown out. I love it. On the inside line. Come on, Mick Hannah. Can he deliver that win?
Has ridden more laps on this track than anyone else in the world.
on an enduro bike with a big fork on the front of it. Coming down, now he's up by 0.288 then!
It's close!
A bronze at the 2009 Worlds. Silver in Peter Maritzburg 13. Second here, silver in 2017 at the World Championships. Just 0.3 of a second off Loic Bruni.
And you see him, he didn't even do the track. Like I said, he's been riding this track for 30 years. Did his first downhill race here when he was 13 years old.
Oh my goodness me. And he rumoured he might do this gap here. He hasn't. I was going to say he might have needed it this afternoon, been doing it in practice. But Hannah will ride his back in the red.
He's back.
This is going to be a test of his fitness then, a test of his power. And he's got plenty of it.
Jackson's had the fastest sprint all day.
Here we go then, Mick Hannah starting to wind it up. Can he find that time? Here we go, he's sprinting down towards the line. The clock on the right's winding down. He's going for his first win here. And he gets it. Mick Hannah takes the win at Crankworx Cairns. Look at the time. That was insane. He pulls it back. Oh my God. His first win in Cairns.
Wow, he had no time to play with. Literally zero time.
Oh my God. Well done, Mick. Yes, Mick Hannah. And I don't mind admitting I wanted him to win. I think Cairns wanted him to win.
I was holding my breath.
Insane. A 3:28.3. Jackson 3, Frew, excuse me, a 3:28.6. And then it's back to Tuhoto-Ariki Pene for that 3:32. But let's enjoy this moment. Sick Mick Hannah, very much on top here. The man from York, he's not just down the road. And one of the most formidable competitors in downhill ever. Let's put his sister in there, come on. In you go, Trace.
I have to interview. Oh my goodness, you left that way too close. I thought you definitely had it in the bag, but you didn't today. Thanks for winning. How was it?
Yeah, it was a bit of a messy run, to be honest. Made a few mistakes up top and had to just calm down a bit, but that worked out good in the end.
Yeah, I mean, some of the boys put down some insane runs, and we knew it was going to be tight, but you kind of left it a little tight for them. But how happy are we, Cairns, that he finally won a race and home?
It's been awesome.
Good job.
Thanks.
Well done, Mick. Well done, Trace, for getting through that. Amazing.
Wow.
Huh?
I don't think that she didn't expect that. I would have loved to see her face during that run.
I like the way that she told him off.
Yeah. That was ridiculous. Don't do that again. But also all
yeah,
good.
It's okay. All right. Yeah. And let's enjoy it one more time.
Watch
then.
this first turn.
It was ridiculous.
Look at that.
The commitment, the lead. Oh my God.
And you can see actually right up at the bottom of the rock garden, stopped a little bit of break. One of those mistakes that he's talking about.
Wow. Didn't do the gap at the bottom either. And he probably needed it.
Yeah.
You know he's been doing it in practice all week long.
I wonder if he was like, well, I know I'm fast on the pedal. It was close the whole time, right?
And also, though, a full race run like that, I mean, you're pretty tired by the time you get to that point, and it's a big, risky move. Make no mistake about that.
And we saw that.
We
saw Sam slide off of those rocks right there. So
few can match that man for a sprint finish. Yes, sorry, Jackson. Someone's got to lose, mate. Sorry. Oh yeah.
I mean, Jackson again. He's had an emotional roller coaster so many times this week. Well, again against Mick as well. He had that same thing in slalom. Thought that he had it, and then in the finals, just 0.3 back.
Yeah, those two in a league of their own. Two comes in third. Blenky fourth, and look at that, Joel Sutherland.
Yeah, that's
amazing
great.
To see that. The dentist in fifth place.
Yeah, and Raymundo's time stood up.
Yes.
Top 6 here, only 1 second off of a podium, so great ride for him.
The Antipodeans dominated the leaderboard. That's for sure. Steenbergen, the two-time and defending King of Crankworx, comes in 9th place. Okay, well, what a race that was. We enjoyed that one, start to finish. Mick Hannah's done it. He's come out on top. He's put the Yeti on top. Stay with us for a look back at this incredible race from Cairns. We'll see you after this break.
Nothing gonna be missed. You know my style. I'm taking my time in the zone as I feel in the vibe, like in the way that I groove on my. I pull up a knot when it's popping. Pull up the cipher, I'm locking.
Dive into the world of Red Bull TV, your daily source for action sports, music, and entertainment. Download the Red Bull TV app for free and sign in to watch all of our content offline. Get the Red Bull TV app now. When you have found your passion, time and space seem endless. A cinematic journey from lush coastal jungles to otherworldly landscapes. Join Brandon Semenuk, Emilio Hansen, and friends in an extraordinary adventure. Return to Earth. Now available on Red Bull TV.
Rio de Janeiro. Stunning beaches. Meet iconic skate spots. Gnarly head-to-head battles in a custom-built skate park.
This is raw street. It feels real. Perfect.
Thrilling and dazzling. Red Bull Rio Conquest. Live on Red Bull TV.
No grip. No visibility. No fear. Just pure rally action. Driving excellence beyond imagination. On all surfaces. In all seasons. Heart-stopping. Breathtaking. World Rally Championship 2023 on Red Bull TV.
Welcome back to Crankworx Cairns, where we just saw a phenomenal finish to the downhill. Mick Hannah. Yes, Mick Hannah.
Yeah, we wanted you to win, Mick.
We did, yeah. We're supposed to be neutral,
yeah,
but
right.
we're far from neutral, right? I mean, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
You know, the thing with Mick, I think that really surprises me almost the most, is that he does turn 40 in November. He's been at the top forever, but you would never know it watching him ride his bike, would you?
I had this interesting conversation with him when he retired on his last year at the World Cup season. He said, you know, I'm really excited to just get to ride my bike more. And I think he took a little bit of time and he's rediscovered that fire, that love, you know, riding in his hometown, riding his home trail. So you see that love coming out now.
Which the World Cup, you know, it is a brutal place if it ain't going well. It's really it can sap the strength from you. But today he's delivered. We know he's busy with Yeti, he's developing e-bikes as well. But this new kind of, I don't know if relaxed approach to his racing.
I don't think it, I mean, how do you race slalom? He's racing EWS, he's racing EWS, he's racing downhill. So, and he's into the running for King of Crankworx. It's, I don't think that doesn't sound too relaxing to me.
No, I agree with you. Okay, an amazing ride for Jackson Frew today. I mean, we know he's got mad pace. He had a bronze medal as a junior at the World Championships in downhill. But were you surprised today to see him come that close to Sick Mick here?
I mean, he's one of those riders that has just incredible talent, right? Like we saw it at the World Cups. We saw him on the World Cup scene for a long time. And when he puts it together, and I think he's another one of those riders that you see that at Crankworx, riders able to ride slalom, able to ride pump track. That's because they're so good on the bike.
That's right.
So it doesn't surprise me that they can come and do a downhill race and compete with the best. You know, Jackson 0.3 away from beating Mick Hannah.
He came close, and he's with the winner's sister. This will be interesting. Over to you, Trace.
I'm here with Jackson. Jackson, congratulations. You put down an amazing run. How did it feel?
It felt like everything. I've been throwing everything at every event this week, and that was everything, the kitchen sink, the walls, the lot. That was, I mean, even 0.3 to Mick, there's not much left on that run, so I'm beyond happy. 0.3 is a little bit of sting for about 20 minutes or so, and then I'll be stoked.
I mean, talk us through your run. We didn't see many mistakes. It looked pretty immaculate. Just tell us about your run.
Yeah, it felt pretty good, to be honest. There was a couple tiny things in those top turns. I'd really been struggling to piece those together all week. But once I got out of there with some good flow and both feet clipped in, I was like, all right, this is on. I've got to make this worth it now. And I think I maybe a little bit in the bottom and just getting a bit tired. I think the arm pump caught up to me a bit more than I expected. And then I just visualised Mick and Blinky pulling away from me in the pedal and just went like hell and hoped it was enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a big week. When you were sitting in the hot seat, what was going through your mind as Michael was coming down for his run?
Well, the splits seemed to be really low down, and I was just nervous. Like, is he up? Like, he looks really good. Like, am I going to get blown out of the water by 10 seconds, or am I going to be in with a shout here? So once the splits came up, it became a nail biter, and the stress levels went right back through the roof.
Yeah, I mean, there was such a big reaction. How did you feel?
Oh, it felt really, really good. I mean, anytime you're that close to Mick is a really, really good day in the office. So, you know, unfortunately it was that close, which kind of stings, but it's Mick, and I've got so much respect for him. I've looked up to him for such a long time. To be that close here, that feels absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I mean, you impressed us all and you did absolutely amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tracy. Thanks, guys.
I'm going to say that, you know, it's the curse of the .3. Mick Hannah got beaten here, didn't he, by Louis Bruni at Worlds, you know, for that silver medal .3. He's definitely not slept much since. Hopefully now he's going to move it on, and I think Jackson might be feeling it.
You know, it's funny, we have this saying in downhill racing, sometimes you're on the right side of the second, and sometimes you're on the wrong side of the second. So
and seasons can go by like that, right?
It's so true, and I think that, to me, what you're hearing Jackson talk about, there's not many runs that you have in your life as a downhill racer where you're like, that was the run, right? Like
you were in it.
I'm an hour later, I'm 15 minutes later, and I still can't think about anything that I've done wrong, so you have to be happy about that.
Those days when berms are this big and you're that big in them, right? You know what I mean? Amazing. Another man who had an incredible day was Tuhoto-Ariki Pene. Let's have a look back at his run. Third place for the New Zealander today. But no one hit that first turn like Mick Hannah. No. I'm going to say that.
And I think it's really good to see Tuhoto kind of becoming an all-around rider. We thought about his fitness a couple of years ago. He was able to just smash the pedal at the end. I think we also are seeing him become a more calm, calculated rider, able to ride a slick track like this at the bottom and not make too many mistakes. So he'll take this and be super confident going into the first World Cup in a couple of weeks.
Well, that's right. I mean, he's gaining experience, right? I mean, that's right. 11th last year in Amsterdam, just outside the top 10 with the big dogs in the world. There's no arguing with that, but it's going to be exciting to see what he can do. You know, mad that Tuhoto got into mountain biking because his dad's one of the shuttle drivers in Rotorua. I mean, that's how they found their way into it.
Well, I remember being in Crankworx Rotorua, and he was smashing everyone at the pump track, and all of us were like, Who is that dude? Who is this guy? Like, are you? And then he ended up winning. So it's, again, another one of those riders that the Crankworx World Tour has kind of launched their career.
Yeah, that's right.
It's, I always think it's so special about this place. It's done that for so many people.
And he's pretty good at pump track, right?
Pretty good.
I've heard he's unstoppable.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think that helps on a track like this because it is so much pumping. It's so much kind of using the ground to generate speed and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. And in a few weeks' time, we go to Innsbruck for the next Crankworx World Tour. You know, we know we're going to get a lot of the world's best there for that one. It's going to be fitting right in when everyone's in Europe. Looking forward to it. I don't know much about the track there, actually, Elliot.
Yeah, it's another one of those tracks that you're using the track to generate the speed. And I'm interested to see if they kind of refresh the track. Innsbruck has been really good about kind of building new tracks and things like that. But like you say, it's the perfect time in the season where you want to keep that race pace, keep the race fitness, keep the race mindset. So you'll see
race mindset,
everyone there staying sharp, putting everything out there because that is one of the most prestigious races of the year.
It absolutely is. Blenky did all right today as well. He coming in 4th place. I mean, not far off. Still within 4 seconds of the win. He's going to be pretty happy, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Blinky is one of those riders that you don't really know what is a Blenkinsop track, right?
No,
we know that he's fit, we know that he's strong. You kind of think about that Schladming win that you talked about, but there's some parallels here because a lot of that, there's a lot of roots, and even though it's normally wet there, the conditions are similar here to where it's so slippery.
Yeah.
So he is really good. He's been riding for so long, has all of that experience, really good at setting up a bike, and then really fit to pedal.
Yeah, and really fit. An incredible we've had an incredible afternoon, right? That was amazing. Probably because our mate, Mick Hannah, finally got his win here on home soil. But it's been amazing. Elliot, thank you so much for joining me. I've not only enjoyed the downhill, but I've been a bit more involved, you know, with Cam not making it here with his broken leg. Get well, Cam, but he'll be back in Innsbruck, don't you worry. But to experience the full festival has been such an incredible experience.
Good to have you, Rob.
I'm in. I'm finally in, man. I feel like I'm getting it. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us at home. Make sure to see us in Innsbruck. We'll see you then. Goodbye for now.